Hello, everyone. I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman, and we're about to bring you Beer
Beer
of the
of the
Week
week.
from our very own living rooms to you. So, how's it going, John?
I'm doing great. The rain's a little bummer after some sun yesterday, but I see we're going to maybe get to 80 degrees next week, so I'm excited.
That'll be so fantastic. And actually, the warmer it gets, I think the better that our pick for Beer of the Week is going to taste. Because to me, whenever I see this beer, I always think of summer. It's got this great color. It has this wonderful flavor and aroma. And I love this beer so much. But to me, it really is a summer kind of beer. So when it's 80 degrees out, I think it might be perfect.
I think the first time we tried this was at the tap room there with the brewer, and we were like both looked at each other and said, like, "Oh my gosh, this is a great summer beer."
100%. Like anytime it's on the menu at this brewery, my mouth literally starts to water and I have to have one, like no matter what. So we are very excited to bring you our pick for Beer of the Week. It's from our good friends at the Mitten Brewing Company in Grand Rapids. And we're going to welcome the two owners to the show right now. Here they come, Mr. Max and Mr. Chris. Hello, guys. How are you?
Doing all right.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I see Chris is already partaking. You're supposed to wait till we crack it together. No, I'm kidding.
I'm in a different time zone here. It's much later.
Well, we'll get right to the. Well, actually, maybe we should wait a minute and get to the beer in a minute. John, what do you think? Although I always like to start in on it.
Yeah, I think we both have already.
I got to crack mine open. So let's announce what the beer of the week is.
Sure,
and then
let's
we can
do
start
it.
to talk about the brewery. Okay.
Here it is. It is Mango Gold from Mitten Brewing Company here in Grand Rapids. The Tart Wheat Ale, and as we said a few seconds ago, we tried this, a couple of years ago when it debuted with Wob there in the tap room, and Chris and Max. This is a great summer beer. You can see Amy pouring it there. When did Mango Gold first debut, Chris?
Was a couple summers ago, and it was one of the beers, only beers we've ever done extensive R&D on. We wanted to come up with just a rock solid summer beer, and so we spent the spring of 2018 developing it and trying different levels of mango, trying different levels of acidity, because what a lot of people don't know is it is technically a sour beer. But sour can be intimidating for a lot of people, so we like to call it tart. It's on the high end of the sour spectrum, but it's just hard enough to make you feel like you're biting into a piece of fresh fruit. And striking that balance was something that took us a few iterations, but we got there. And what's funny is that it's in our minds, it's a summer beer, but it does just as well in the winter. And honestly, I find myself reaching for it in a snowstorm. So it's outperformed our expectations for sure. We're really proud of it.
What is the base beer for the Mango Gold? What is your base beer for it?
It's just a soft wheat ale. It doesn't actually share a common base with anything else. I know that they have. That may not be true. I know they use a similar base for some other sour beers, but it's pretty blank palate. I mean, it's really just meant to be soft and summery. The mango is the star of the show.
Well, we are loving it, of course, and I think all of Michigan and wherever you distribute the beer will go over really well. Max, I know that this coronavirus COVID-19 has put a wrench in a lot of plans for breweries across this state. But this beer, though, from a distribution standpoint, was supposed to be, or I should say, still is, your big summer release. You're gearing up for this release.
Yes, we have been gearing up for it. It is our seasonal release for the summer. We release it at the beginning of May, and it goes until the end of September. And as Chris said, it's in our tap room year round, which obviously is not open right now. But we are planning to move quite a bit of it in distribution across the state of Michigan. It's already out there right now. Alliance, our distributor here locally, has picked it up, and Griffin, our distributor that covers most of northern Lower Peninsula and the eastern Upper Peninsula, has picked it up as well. Other distributors are coming next week to pick it up, and there's very little coverage that we will not have in the state of Michigan.
And this is available in 6-pack cans, correct?
Correct.
I like it. Well, I've been seeing it all over the place on shelves, at least around Grand Rapids. And even though your tap room isn't open right now. People can come and pick up both pizza and beer at the tap room, including the Mango Gold, correct?
Yep, we're doing takeout pizza and beer. We actually, at the beginning of this, we were planning to do it anyway, so it worked out well for us. We were planning to get a seamer, a crawler filler, and so anything that we have on tap, you can get in a pint to go, a 16-ounce can to go, and bring home with your pizza.
I know that you have several beers in distribution. I think Country Strong was probably one of your best known beers. Yes, Amy, big thumbs up from Amy there. Both of us love that IPA. We first had it in the UP, which is a different story for a different day. But you guys are really starting to gain some traction with your brands. What are some of those beers that people can find in stores?
Right now, we have 4 beers in stores at the moment. We have Mango Gold, Country Strong, as you mentioned, Triple Crown Brown, which is our English dark mild that we won a silver medal for at the World Beer Cup in 2016, I want to say it was.
Yep.
And then we have our West Coast Swing Amber Ale available, which was a gold medal winner at the Great American Beer Festival a few years ago.
And then didn't you just have peanuts and Cracker Jacks in a can too?
Correct.
Okay.
And that's probably still
I'm
out there in the
looking for
marketplace.
it.
It usually is gone by the end of April, but because of what's going on, we ended up with a lot more packaged or canned product than we have in the past. So it's still out there. It's still available around across the state, and probably will be for a little while longer than we anticipated.
Yeah, I picked up the peanut.
You got the peanuts and Cracker Jack, didn't you?
Yeah, I picked up peanuts and Cracker Jack, and I picked up Doc's No-No, and then, of course, some Mango Gold over the weekend. And, Chris, I'm sorry to interrupt you there. What were you saying?
I was just, when we got ready to announce the release of Mango, I went back to the photographs that we'd taken to promote the release. And our friends of the Whitecaps led us on the stadium, or on the floor at the field, or on the field. And we took all these promo photos of a can of mango next to a baseball and a glove. And it was just really sad to revisit those photos. And our 2 big summer releases, which are Peanuts and Cracker Jack and Mango Gold, kind of were marketed together with the beginning of baseball season. And obviously that didn't happen. But it sounds like it may happen. They may be talking about a half a season here in July. Yeah. So we may have our Peanuts and Cracker Jack heyday yet. But we still do have it. And I know a lot of other places have it as well.
Well, for those who are unfamiliar with the Mitten, who maybe haven't visited the tap room in Grand Rapids, you guys have a definite baseball theme going on.
Mm-hmm.
We are known for 3 things: cold beer, hot pizza, and baseball. Those are the 3 things. And as far as we're concerned, I guess I'm pointing the wrong way. That way. It's hard to beat that combination.
Yep.
That's pretty much sums up my life. Pizza, beer, and baseball all in one. But we've been big fans for a long time, and you guys have gotten through this thing pretty miraculously. You guys have been able to adapt and been able to adjust to everything. I love the setup. When I ordered my beer, I was able to pay for it all, on the phone, show up. I had very little interaction. It was on the table waiting for me. You guys have it down, Chris.
Well, thank you. I mean, I'll be candid with you. It was tough to roll with these punches and design the system, and our staff has been absolutely key. Never hesitating to speak up and suggest ways it could be better. And the way we've arrived at doing it is very much a function of the staff taking ownership over the process. It's a delicate balance to meet customer expectations, keep yourself safe, keep the staff safe. But I think we've done a pretty good job.
When you've also pretty much from day one, the Mitten has been giving back to the community. I mean, literally the next day after the announcement, you guys were serving lunch out front to school kids, right, Max?
Correct. Yeah. Chris noticed that as a problem, and the fact that school children were now no longer getting their lunches served to them, and parents all of a sudden had to provide lunch, 24/7. They had 3 meals a day, and Grand Rapids Public Schools did a great job of recognizing that problem, getting on top of it. But there was that small gap, that window where they didn't have a solution, and we tried to fill that gap.
one thing I love about being a small business is literally on the drive-in that morning, I was talking to Max, and we had that idea. Shoot, what are they going to do for lunch? The new plan doesn't take place till Monday. Today's Friday. And by 11 o'clock, the staff had made a truck full of pizzas, and we were down there handing them out. I love the agility that comes with being as small as we are. It was great. It's just, I don't know, I think what we've learned throughout this is the service industry has gained a broader definition of what service is. And it was nice to know that I think we've been essential all along. And I think we take food service workers for granted a lot, but we're out there in the front lines providing, whether it's a service in the community or a little bit of normalcy for dinner time for our regular customers. I feel like we're essential, and it's our chance to prove it.
Well, Amy, when I called Chris and told him we were going to make him beer of the week, which is like basically I called him last night, he was very kind to say, yeah, and we ordered pizzas for both of us. But I was surprised to get a couple extra surprises. Amy, do you have yours there as well?
Oh, I do. Hello.
So if you're lucky enough to live in the Grand Rapids area and you can head over to Mitten, there are some releases here, I should say, beer that you're canning that's from the tap room and some specialties. Can you run through these real quick? This is a peach gold I'm looking at.
That's what I'm ripping off. I'm trying it right now. I'm like, what is this lovely thing?
So
Tell us about the peach gold.
Wanted to do a gold series, try different stone fruits other than mango. So peach gold is our first one. I think they're planning apricot gold. I'm not sure. They only.
Are these from Wobb's brain? Did Wobb work on these?
I think it's kind of a hive mind thing. They're trying different things. And,
okay. Oh, I get peach. I haven't even put my nose in it. Yeah. Holy cow! Yeah.
We're missing Wobb right now. Wobb's up at his farm in the UP because
right.
as he transitioned to the sales role, it's kind of hard to do sales out and about right now. So he's taken this opportunity to get his hot farm up and running and get the place up in shape because the winter was pretty harsh on the place up there. He had to fix a and he's got his hands full. But we're hoping to get it back soon.
He's loving every minute up there. Trust me.
He really is. He really is. But he's lonely.
Have a good time up there.
So peach gold is basically your mango gold, but with peach.
It's exactly what it is. And that's what apricot gold will be as well. That should be coming out fairly soon. I don't have a specific date because we just got to wait for, one of those taps to open up. So drink some more peanuts and Cracker Jack specialties because we have some variants of peanuts and Cracker Jack on tap as well. I don't know if you have those in your variety packs there.
Really?
They do.
I believe you guys have the salted caramel variety.
Yes, on the salted caramel.
Yeah, that's salted caramel peanuts and Cracker Jack.
So those releases are tap room only. So we did 4 variants of, or I guess 3 variants. We did a 4-pack of regular peanuts and Cracker Jack, s'mores, barrel aged. No, I guess there was 4.
There's 4. Yep, Imperial.
Caramel, yep.
Wow, I've got too many beers going over here. I gotta move everything around.
And then while Amy's sorting out her beers there, I also see Tahiti, a milkshake IPA.
That's Quarantine and Tahiti. That was kind of a kitchen sink, all sorts of great ingredients mixed into one that the pub brewers, Jeff and John, made, and it is delicious. I'd take one home
Interesting. So what makes it a milkshake IPA? So sometimes I get confused with all these crazy beer names. Like, did you put lactose in it into an IPA base? Or okay.
Lactose. There's fruit puree in there. There's strawberry, peach. There's a ton of stuff going on. It's very tropical. You'll see.
It is a back of the refrigerator kind of brew. It sounds like.
It was inspired by the Tahitian treat flavor of. What was it, Kool-Aid? I don't even. Was it a drink?
It was his own brand. It was his own
brand. Yeah.
I'm a fan of the Tahitian treat. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you're gonna love that.
Yeah, and traditional milkshake IPAs are actually supposed to be a little more hazy than this one turned out to be, and they were a little bummed about that. But the milkshakiness of it is also the lactose and all of the fruit flavor that's in there. And I haven't heard one complaint.
And it's in a can, so you can't really tell how hazy it is.
Yeah.
Well, Amy,
hides your sins. I was gonna say let's talk a little bit more about the beer of the week, and actually discuss what we're tasting as we're trying this. Whenever I drink this beer, mango. This is the Mango Gold from Mitten. If you're just joining us. I literally am like, it just makes me want to do that because of that little bit of tang at the end.
Yep. Yeah, it keeps you going back for more sips. And we were talking about this the other day. It's my favorite beer to eat with. It really makes, it accentuates flavors in food. The little bit of sharpness accentuates flavors. And it's just, it's my favorite beer that we make. It's an all-purpose beer. And it's the perfect beer when you're on the beach, when you're out in hot weather. It just hits the spot every time.
I like that this is, to me, it feels like a gateway sour, right? It feels like a beer that you can, if you're not a huge sour fan, you're like, okay, I'll try them one more time, see if I like them, right? You can try this and go, okay, it's not going to just totally pucker everything up, right? But it's going to have that nice little sour, you kind of go, oh, tart, yeah, that's a good way to describe it. And it kind of enters you into it.
What we wanted it to be, a gateway sour. We used that exact phrase. Because the brewers are excited, all brewers are excited about sours, and there are a lot of customers that like them, but a lot of people immediately say, I do not want a sour, I don't like sour. But a lot of people happily drink this without realizing that it is, in fact, technically a sour. But everyone needs that gateway beer.
They do. Why are sours so exciting to brewers? What do they like about making them and experimenting with them?
It's just another flavor dimension. It adds a sharpness to it. It like we said, it accentuates flavors already alive in the beer. And I'm pleased to see it go from being a brewer's beer to a mainstream beer, because I think there's a lot for everyone in a kettle sour like this.
What really got me excited to make this beer of the week and also try it is on Sunday morning, why I went out there on Saturday, you guys put on your Facebook page, I think it was your Facebook or maybe Instagram, that you could have a beer mosa with this beer, right?
So that was actually, you can tell the story about Dan next.
Our guy up in Northport, Dan Frank, he runs our Northport location. It's every time Chris or I, or anyone from Grand Rapids goes up there with beer, he has a Northport sunrise waiting for us when we arrive. And it is just orange juice, grenadine, a splash of grenadine, and mango gold, and it is delicious. And tell you what, people went wild for the peach gold and mango gold on Mother's Day after that post. It was a good day of selling those two beers. We sold
more peach gold on Sunday than we sold of any other beer during the rest of the week.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the mothers came out in force.
We usually do.
Got to keep them happy is what I say.
Or they sent the kids or the husband out to go get it while they said it.
Even better, right, Amy?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd say that was probably the more likely scenario given the day of the year.
Exactly.
Now, hey, real quick. I'm sorry.
We'd be remiss to not mention their pizza, because it is some of Michigan's best, and we have some right here that we're going to pair with our delicious beers. Yum, 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 yum. And you guys are still offering pizzas to go, of course.
Yep. We've limited our hours a little bit. We're adjusting week to week, honestly. But right now we're open Monday through Wednesday from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. We're opening at 2 p.m. on Thursday until 8 p.m. And then Friday and Saturday, noon until 9 p.m. and Sunday, noon until 8 p.m. It's a little confusing, but this is what the people have asked for, and we're giving it to them.
Broad strokes, open for dinner during the week and lunch and dinner on the weekend.
Yep.
And then real quick, can you mention the two other locations, and are they open?
So Saugatuck, our location in Saugatuck is open roughly the same weekend hours, but they are closed Monday and Tuesday. But they are open for carry-out pizza. Northport is currently closed. We're doing a little bit of open hours on weekends to pick up cans. But Northport doesn't have the pizza restaurant up there, so it's a little bit of a different animal. But Dan set up shop on the last weekend, and sold a lot of beer to thirsty mug clubbers up in Northport. So we're trying to figure a way to get beer to everyone's face in a safe and predictable manner.
That was the first weekend that we had been open since the actual shutdown. So we're trying it out.
Cool.
But the beer is going to keep flowing. We've been fortunate to be able to put every single brewer back to work. So we're pretty much fully staffed in the brew house, and they're trying all sorts of new things. So keep an eye out for new tap creations coming soon from a brewery staff run amok.
That's fantastic. Well, if you guys want to try our pick for
Beer of the week.
There it is. It's Mango Gold from our friends at the Mitten Brewing Company. It's in distribution all across Michigan, or you can, of course, head to the brew pub in Grand Rapids or in Saugatuck and pick it up directly from them there and maybe grab a pizza at the same time. So, Max and Chris, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. You want to get more information? You want to head to MLive.com.